Hey guys, Corey from the Gorilla Pit with today's episode of the Daily Pit. We're going to talk about the struggles about keeping a transformation. Now, it's one thing to get in good shape, guys. It's another thing to try and keep it, and it generally is a little bit harder. We're going to talk about some of the reasons behind that and what's happening to the body. Now, the first thing that I want to chat about, guys, is what the methods are of getting ourselves in shape. Generally, we want everything yesterday, okay? We want to get in shape as fast as we can. So the methods that we're using to get a transformation are generally going to be ones that we can't maintain, okay? We go too big too fast. And the things that we can maintain for 8, 10, 12 weeks, enough time to get in shape. But then after that 8, 10, 12 weeks, we can't maintain it for the rest of our lives. Okay, we're dropping the calories too low, we might be training 2, 3 times a week, we're cutting social events out, we're using shakes instead of meals, all of this sort of jazz that cannot be maintained in the long run. So we get this transformation and our old ways start to creep back in because our new ways are just too strict, okay, it's too much. And then what happens is we start to creep back up. Now the reason behind this, guys, is generally our resting metabolic rate has adapted, okay? If we've gone too short in the calories and we're not so much overtraining, I don't want to use that word overtraining, but we're training on an unrealistic expectation that we can maintain, then what's going to happen is our body's going to slow things down, okay? And then now what happens is when we start to reintroduce our food and we cut back on the training, then our weight is going to start to creep up, but our metabolic rate, or our resting metabolic rate, is going to stay down. And this is why we start to get that rebound effect. And the next time that we try and get back in shape, it's a little bit harder, all right? Because we've got to retrain that metabolic rate again, and we've got to go back through the same process. And generally we do the same process because we're like, oh, hey, last time I'd done this for 10 weeks, I dropped 5 kilos, but in the four weeks afterwards, I put 3 of those kilos back on. Let's go back and do the same thing. To me, that sounds crazy, guys. Yeah, it got you in shape, but it wasn't able to maintain the shape that you wanted. So you need to find something that you can balance for the rest of your life, guys. Yeah, you might have to go a little bit strict at the start, all right, to maintain it, but then you've got to understand what we're doing to be able to prolong that. Turn it into an actual lifestyle, not just an 8, a 10, a 12-week challenge, 8-week program, 6 weeks this. What we want to be able to do is adapt, get a transformation, and then maintain a transformation. This comes down to education, knowing what you want to do. It comes down to putting the right fuel in the body. It comes down to a smart training approach, guys. Not just going all out and hoping for the best and trying to do too much too early. So the big take-home point from this, guys, is to find the program that's going to suit you. Make sure there's a maintenance phase. It's not always just go, go, go. Understanding what the end goal is and then having a goal after that to be able to maintain it. Your goal might be to get to 12% body fat, but for how long? You can get to 12% body fat and then bump up within the next 2 or 3 weeks because you've done nothing since. If you get to that 12%, then maybe have a maintenance phase. I want to maintain at this. So then you have a next goal to go towards. All right, don't just set the goal, hit that time. A lot of the time it's just a timing goal as well. I'm going to train for 10 weeks. Yeah, you can get in shape in that time, guys, but it's probably not going to be a healthy shape and it's not going to be on a method that you can maintain. So the next thing about bouncing back, guys, is finding that balance. Knowing that, hey, once you're in shape, let's relax the strings on certain things, introduce new things, balance it out so we can maintain it. Because what got you to drop 10 kilos, what got you to drop 5% body fat isn't always going to be the method that you have to stay on forever. Because if you go from 100 kilos to 80 kilos, what you were doing to get to that is not what's going to maintain you. You're going to continue to drop if you do that. So you can relax the strings a little bit and introduce new methods, new activities, new ways around doing things that are now in your lifestyle that you can remain healthy and at a safe and decent weight and shape and keep that transformation. So guys, let that sink in, let that marinate. If you have any questions on about how to approach it and how to approach a maintenance phase, make sure you throw them in the comments box below. But start to be smart with the transformations. Don't have unreal expectations on time frames, and don't go back to the same quick fix methods if you do start to bounce back. Understand that there's a reason that you're bouncing back, and there's a reason why we have these yo-yo dieters that have to do 10, 11, 12 transformations, all right, that continually go up and down, up and down. If you can wrap your head around that, guys, you're going to be better than most of the population. You're going to be in a better state mentally to be able to keep a transformation. If you got something out of this, guys, give us a like, give us a share. Otherwise, I'll catch you on the next episode.